Hi, I'm Dana, and it's time for this week's question, and it comes from Daniela. She writes, my baby is 12 months old, and he's never slept through the night. I put him to bed at 8 p.m. with no problems, but 4 hours later, he needs a bottle of milk. I feed him in bed with me, and then he wakes again around 5 or 6 and needs another bottle. He won't go to sleep without it. I tried to replace it with water and tea, but he won't take it. He screams until he gets his milk. Okay. Well, I'm going to assume that tea doesn't mean what I think it means. But if it does, then definitely don't give him tea in the middle of the night. Any kind of caffeinated beverages, not going to help get him to sleep at all. Okay, and then also, there's some things in life that just sort of have to be the things that are non-negotiable. And for example, sunscreen. There's been times in my children's lives where they hate having sunscreen put on. They cry and put up a fight and say, no, I don't want it. But sunscreen's not up for discussion. It's a non-negotiable thing. So you have to wear sunscreen. There's just no way around it. It's going to happen. We can do it the easy way or we can do it the hard way. And eventually they decide that the easy way is best for everyone and they let me put on sunscreen. And the same thing with brushing teeth. At some point in their life, they have all resisted the idea of having their teeth brushed. They have not liked it for periods of time. But guess what? You have to get your teeth brushed. It just has to happen. So again, we can do it the easy way or we can do it the hard way, and eventually it's the easy way. Okay, so I want you to think about the bottle in a similar way. It really has to be non-negotiable. It's not good for his teeth, okay, and it's definitely not good for his sleep. And by the sounds of it, it's not good for your sleep either. And by 12 months of age, there is no reason why he needs any bottles in the night, and he certainly doesn't need two. So when you put him to bed at bedtime, you say it's no problem. But my guess is that he bottle feeds himself to sleep or pretty close to sleep at bedtime. Okay, so you need to stop that. That's your first step. End the bottle at bedtime, and I would just get rid of the bottle. I'm a pretty firm believer in a baby not needing a bottle after the age of 1. So he's 1, it's time to move away from the bottle. So you could introduce a sippy cup. You could put the sippy cup of milk into his bedtime routine. And don't be too surprised if he goes on milk strike for a few days because he's used to having the bottle. It sounds like the bottle is very much a part of his strategies for sleep. So he's probably going to put up some protest over a sippy cup showing up instead of the bottle. But you, again, non-negotiable, you just push through it. It's the sippy cup or nothing. And eventually, if he's really hungry for some milk, he'll have the sippy cup. He'll come around to that idea. And then you would brush his teeth after the sippy cup because he should be going to bed with clean teeth. And then he should be going into his crib awake. So no bottle in the crib with him and no bottle prior. And he'll probably have a bit of a tough time learning a way to do this without relying on the bottle. But he learned how to fall asleep with the bottle. He can definitely learn to fall asleep without it. Again, it just has to be one of those things that you've decided is best for him, and now you're going to stand true to that. And so then when he wakes in the night looking for his bottle, again, you could offer him some water in a sippy cup, but that's it. And chances are, if he wants that bottle, he's not going to be very happy with a sippy cup of water, but you have to keep telling yourself that is the only option. It's a sippy cup of water or it's nothing. Now, if you find it a little bit easier if you stay in the room with him, if he seems a bit more calm while you're there and sort of less demanding for his milk while you stay, then that's okay. You could bring in a chair, sit beside the crib, keep telling him it's sleepy time, keep trying to lie him down until he goes back to sleep without the bottle. Okay? If you find that your presence in the room is just making matters worse, then you can leave and check. Go back in and out every 10 minutes or so. Remind him every time that it's still nighty-night, that there's no bottles until morning time, and in and out until he goes back to sleep without it. He will go back to sleep without it, okay? He will. I know he's demanding that he have it, but he's definitely capable of doing this without. And so it's just a matter of really, making a commitment to yourself that you're going to do this. And, the good news is, once he learns to fall asleep independently without the bottle, he's going to become a great sleeper. He's going to sleep right through the night, wake up refreshed, you're going to wake up refreshed. It's really a win-win situation for both of you. But it's just the hill you have to climb to get there is not always easy, but it's definitely worth the effort. Because if he's used to falling asleep with a bottle and then demanding a bottle in the middle of the night, when will that stop? Most children who have these sort of sleep struggles continue to have them, for years. Because if you tell yourself that that's what you need in the middle of the night, then that's what you think you need in the middle of the night. And until you learn that you don't need it and that you can find different ways to get to sleep and stay asleep, most children don't outgrow this sort of thing. Okay, so I encourage you to get started right away. Thanks for your question, and sleep well.